And let's look at AM Business because it's another Wednesday morning, and throughout the rest of the week, you can get uploads of the episodes right on a channel on YouTube. Just go search for My Joy Online TV. But today we're talking the roads and the issue of making sure that we reduce deaths on the road. And road crashes are not only deadly but costly for transport companies, especially. The impact on operations could be dire or huge. Statistics, however, also indicate that that a considerable number of these crashes are caused by broken down and abandoned vehicles on major roads. In a bid to address the issue, the National Road Safety Commission, in partnership with the DVLA and other stakeholder institutions, is to roll out a vehicle towing service from the 1st of July. Kuku Aban report on AM Business today that this would come with some levies for motorists who are already resisting implementation.
Broken down and abandoned vehicles, heavy-duty trucks in particular, have over the years posed a major risk for motorists and pedestrians alike. The National Road Safety Commission estimates that almost 30% of road crashes in the country are caused by such unattended vehicles, most of them fatal. Here is Head of Communications at the Commission, Kwame Kodua Etiahene.
We had done an observational study on our major corridors: Accra Kumasi, Accra Flower, Accra Takrade, and in some urbanized environments. To learn, for instance, on a good day, if you travel the distance Accra Kumasi, you are likely to count about 80 broken down vehicles, many of which are high tonnage vehicles that always poses all kinds of difficulty for motorists. So that also prompted us to start looking at the figures. We realized from the figures that close to about between 21 and 25% of fatal crashes, crashes that leads to deaths of very innocent people, are occasioned by these broken down vehicles. So one way we needed to start to reflect on these concerns as an agency that is responsible for risk management.
To address this, the Commission has announced plans to impose levies on motorists from the 1st of July. A flat charge of 20 cedis will be slapped on private vehicle owners, 40 cedis for commercial ones, and 10 cedis for motorbike users. Minibus users would have to cough up 80 cedis, while heavy-duty truck operators are to pay between 80 and 200 cedis per their tonnage anytime they renew their roadworthy certificates. Kwame Etiahene explains.
But you see, we're looking at this model that will have all of us provide some minimum contribution to solve the national concern. Why? The high tonnage vehicle that breaks down, because there is no capacity to tow the vehicle, it stays on the road for hours, sometimes for days and weeks. And those of us who don't have vehicles, we've never thought of even procuring a vehicle or a motorbike. We sit in vehicles as innocent passengers. And because as a country we are unable to deal with this risk, we get to run into these vehicles and we lose our lives and property. So yes, there should be a way. So I don't have a vehicle, but is there a way that collectively we can make some minimum contribution to be able to solve this problem? Yes. And that is what that was the rationale behind this whole model.
But motorists especially are kicking against this. For them, it's only an unfair means to extort monies from them.
They should come up with something to convince us to believe that indeed when they pass this bill or whatever it is, honestly, citizens are going to benefit. Because I don't remember the last time my vehicle was towed. You understand? So as individuals, I'm sure we have our own ways of going about it. And it might even cost us less. So they should probably leave us to do our own bit. We are not complaining, you understand? So whoever came up with this idea, honestly, it should be debunked.
For motorists, it's good to have streets that are clear. You don't have to run into any broken down vehicles. And also, it would help people stay out of danger. Because people with vehicles on the highways are prone to robberies and stuff. Yeah, but the question for me is how it's going to be made effective. because if you have to pay a small fee to have your vehicle towed, then it means you should have a real-time response when your vehicle breaks down.
Meaning, my business say, come in Kudia and come more beer into Anessa. So, what to say, you are an amunton conan new running between.
I don't think anybody should pay this money. My car barely breaks down. It can go a year without any issues.
Once with that. It's not a 2 year fee, no, never calling and Timmy Medina say, a says, Quanswa, I went to me and your own meton could see when I put you on a coffee water. That's what I'm running whatever they are. As I say, or near Nicaba says,
there are some of us who maintain our vehicles regularly so they never break down. They are even saying motorcycle users will be made to pay the charge. Do motorbikes need towing when they break down?
Transport consultant and executive director at Top Tech Transport and Logistics, Cecil Gabra, appears to agree. He wants the Commission and its allied agencies to suspend implementation for broader consultations first.
For me, it is too early for us to implement it. I think we need a national debate. All the transport stakeholders must come together and then discuss it thoroughly. At the moment, Ghanaians are paying a lot in terms of a token of the roadworthy we pay goes to the road fund. We need accountability. We want to find out from the road fund what that money has been used for. Okay. Now, if this deduction is done or the addition of 50, 20 cedis, of course, it's going to affect transport fares. It's going to affect everything that is being transported by road. Like you know, you and I know that in Ghana, about 90% of goods and services are transported by road transport. This is going to affect it. Fares are going to go high, but it's a good thing. If you look at developed countries, they are doing it. Your vehicle is stuck, they need a towing vehicle to move it from there so that we'll have the free flow of traffic. But I have a lot of questions to ask. How many towing vehicles will be placed in, let's say, on the motorway? Okay, how soon will the towing vehicle be there in case of any emergency? Now, you will find out that it's not possible to have maybe 10 minutes, 30 minutes time for the towing vehicle to reach to wherever it is. I believe also strongly that the companies involved must come out, the government must come out to tell us which companies are involved. Let us know. I mean, we need transparency.
But Kwame Etuahene insists this campaign is the surest way to address the age-old road crash menace.
We have had to deal with this problem today because that is the law now. Today, from 1952 till today, that is the situation.
So why has that not been implemented?
Because the private sector don't find it attractive. For instance, if I go to buy a high tonnage vehicle, that will cost, for instance, let's say 300,000 euro, as I'm told, and I'm asked to patrol, let's say, Accra to Nsawam. I'm telling you, it will take you forever to recover the cost of that investment.
You're looking for the easy way out?
It's not an easy way, the cost-effective way out. So what is the best solution given our unique situation? And at what minimum cost are we able to provide that solution? But here's a case, we are being invited to pay 10 cedi as a motorcycle rider. The maximum you are paying for high tonnage articulated truck is 200 cedis.
If you accumulate them, it's a lot of money.
Yes, but 200 cedis doesn't come up to even 20 pesos a day for a year. So that the innocent passenger, pedestrian who is poor, vulnerable, doesn't think about having a vehicle, is protected from running into a vehicle and losing their life.
So the question still lingers. The vehicle towing campaign, to be implemented or to be suspended. Fingers, I believe, can only be kept crossed until the 1st of July this year. And that's it for AM Business. And we have to thank
Kuku Aban and the rest of the team for bringing us a comprehensive coverage on the subject. But we'll bring you a lot more discussions, I'm sure, in the latter sections of the week. And then also we'll have great discussions with the National Road Safety Commission and the rest of the industry to get an in-depth analysis on the subject. But that'll be it.